This request is at the request of Matthew Osborne to find the longitude of price for 3 assets. He wanted a breakdown of how to do this. He owns 2 of our natural squares right now. So this one will be for Bitcoin, the S&P 500, and XRP. And we're going to go through this together. Get ready. This here is my private ephemeris. It's compiled using astroseek.com, and we're using the 31st of May, where the sun is and all these planets, and I've populated every single one of these up to the south node on our natural square scientific forecasting instrument so that you can better understand how this works. You will need 3 things to do this work. 1, you're going to need a proper ephemeris, the Western tropical, that's the one I use by astroseek.com. Then you will also need our natural square scientific forecasting instrument, where you will have the planets to plot around the circle. And then you will also need to make up this workbook here so that you can put the cycle of 12, the cycle of 8, and the mean of 5. And I've done this for both Bitcoin, the S&P 500, and I've also made a table for the XRP. Now, I'd like for you very much to thank Matthew Osborne in the comments. Matthew has attended a private in-person workshop. He's also attended a private stock market summary. He did speak about that in one of his videos where he sent me. And he's purchased 2 of our squares also, one of our previous natural squares, and of course now he has our 7th generation. I did do a little video where he sent me the vid where he received his brand new square, and he made a few comments there about it. Let's just go ahead now and let's just dive into what we're talking about here. So today the actual price for Bitcoin is at 73.9. The S&P 500 closed at 75.80. So we just take the zeros and we just remove them from these 2 price levels, and then we find them wherever they are on the circle within the ring, and that's how we make the coordinates for the prices. So let's just go ahead and let's have a look at what I've stated. So the sun, let's just use this one to start with so you get a better understanding. So the price level is sitting in the ring at 78.9. Well, what do I mean by that? Well, let's go ahead and let's just go back and look at the ephemeris really quickly, and let's just take a look. Well, the sun has moved into Gemini, and on the 31st is at the 9th degree. Okay, so there's our 0.9. Let's go take a look at it on the circle, and let's take a look at what I'm talking about further. Okay, here we are. The sun today, May 31st, is sitting at our ring, 78.9. Okay, because there's 10 points in between going from 78 to 79. So I need you to understand that, right? Whereas Uranus is sitting right here at 78.1. And we're going to talk about all these things really quickly. Also at XRP, here's our ring, right? We just had to move up in our ring, and we started with the 151. And from there, we've gone down and up wherever these planets are. And we've made a table for that and taken the average of the 12, the 8, and the 5, and we've created our table so that we can find the price resistance levels of these assets. And this is all because my guide, William Delbert Gann, has taught me this stuff in all his books and courses. And of course, I'm the only one in the world who can explain his work with this kind of technical precision. So this is a very big thing, and this man has made a very big imprint in my life. Let's just now get back to the workbook now. So here again, we're at the workbook. So I've populated all the planets where they are. I've shown you this. We've used the ephemeris, and our mean of 12, added all these planets up where they are and divided by the sum of 12, it gives us 75.76. The mean of 8, adding all these 8 planets up, gives us a sum of 613.5 divided by 8, equals 76.68. The mean of 5, these planets added up, equals a sum total of 378.9 divided by 5 is 75.78. Bitcoin's actual price today is 73.9. It's fluctuating between 75 and 72. So this is a price resistance level that finds these areas. Now, flipping to the S&P 500, the S&P 500 closed on the Friday of the 29th of May at 75.80. So you can see from our mean of 12, 75.7, our cycle of 8, 76.68, and our mean of 5 at 75.78, how we found both of these price resistance levels. Now this one happened to be dead on, so it happens every once in a while. But we're looking for the price resistance level, where it's going to possibly vibrate to. This is the law of vibration. So let's now go over, and Matthew's third question was, let's do XRP too. Let's do all three. I want to see how this works and show your audience, as he's very excited about this method, and he's been a very good supporter of WD Gann. So make sure that you send a big thank you to Matthew Osborne in the comments. You've probably seen him in the comments section where he's talked about receiving our square, attending a private workshop. Let's carry on. So with XRP, how would we find the sun at 150.9? Okay, well, let's go take a look at the square and let's see where that shows us. Okay, so here we are again. So in this ring, coming up from the 144 level, right? Because first we worked at the 72, right, to find out where Bitcoin and the S&P 500 was, and we used that ring. Now we're using the ring here up to the 144 here so that we can find where the price is vibrating for XRP. So we just continue on, and then we find the sun. There's the sun. It's at 0.9, so it's at 150.9 because there's 10 points in between the next digit up to 151. So this is how we're able to find the price resistance levels using the longitude of the circle. Okay, let's continue on and let's have a look at the workbook. All right, here we are back at the workbook. This is XRP. So the sun is here, the moon, all these planets, right? All the way around the circle on our longitude. So added up, the sum is 1770 divided by 12 is 147.5. The cycle of 8 added up is 1187.50 divided by 8 is 148.4. The mean of 5, these planets all added up, totaling 738.9 divided by 5 is 147.7. So you can see that the price today is vibrating at 1.37. So we're just below this price resistance level and this vibration level that shows us where prices are likely to be hanging around, as I just showed you with Bitcoin and the S&P 500. So I wanted to point this out to you so that you could see how well this works in finding these resistance levels. And so we could do this as well for, say, in the future, if we were to take a date in November where I think the market is going to make a low, and we could forecast prices as well for that date. And of course, we would need to use a couple of different features with this. We'd have to use the first, second, and third ring, because we know that, prices are going to possibly bottom out. We're in a bear market campaign, so we can't just rely on the ring of the 144 level. We would have to look at the lower ring below that at 72, and also the ring of 36, because I feel that we could likely make a big move down, and it could be very painful. Also, I wanted to point out that stocks are at the very highest point that they've ever been for the S&P 500, and I wanted to just gently, very gently warn you that with stocks at 75, 80 right now, they're coming up and it's touching my high extension line that it's been doing for the last 17 years. And I'm just asking you to be very careful. I think that there's a lot of pain coming for the stock market. And I believe that we're not only in a recession, but we're going to experience a depression. And, a recession constitutes 2 quarters of negative growth. And, the news outlets and everything around you doesn't want to tell you that we're in a recession. But guys, the economic data suggests very strongly that we're in a recession. We've got a lot of big things going on. We've got this conflict that's in the Middle East here, and oil prices are rising, and our buying power for the dollar is eroding. And that's what's making it look like stocks are going super high, because, there's a lot of trickery going on in the market. So I just really want to warn you, I'm sticking to my guns. We're in a 12-month bear market, and this has just been showing up in the last 4 years. And of course, I wanted to make that apparent to you. So if you have any questions like Matthew has had in the past here or the present, go ahead and hit me up, and I'll show you how to contact me. This is our contact information. Text this number, email this, and I will give you the information you need to utilize this tool. This is all in thanks to my guide, William Delbert Gann. His birthday is coming up June 6th. I have a 25% discount on our Natural Square scientific forecasting instrument, and you can receive one of these for 25% off if you contact me and kindly say, I'd like to participate in your 25% off and the birthday of William Gann, my guide and teacher. So thank you very much for being with us today. Make sure you thank Matthew Osborne in the comments for having me provide this information to you. Peace and love, brothers and sisters.